So I just wanted to give another update since I'm working on several models, and I will go into that. But first, we have a shout out to Don's Tattoo Garage, and so I mean, check out that hot rod. Is that cool or what? I mean, I especially like the color. So I went back and looked at his video. And actually looking at the video, I mean, it's even better than this picture. Somehow he got a 409 V8 in there. I don't know how he did it, because I don't think there's much room in that engine bay, but he got it in there. So it's actually pretty trick. So I recommend checking him out. And Don, I appreciate the words on the back, and I appreciate you sending me the card. And it's pretty cool. Check him out. Give him some likes and subscribe. I mean, you know, he's building some different stuff. Now he doesn't build just hot rods, so he builds different kinds of cars. So check him out, see what you think. And then I did get this kit here, so I will move me out of the way, and you can see that. I have the lifted version of this truck, but I decided that I wanted to build this one too. So, and I especially like the off-road decal that goes on the side. There are a few extra parts. I mean, it shows the roll bar there, and I think there's a couple extra things. You know, that's the thing about these boxes, is they don't always show you all the different options that come in the box. So then you get it, and then you find out, oh, you know, not just from the picture, but there's other parts accessories, I should say, that come with the truck kit. So anyway, it was very inexpensive. You know, I'm a shopper, so you know, I'm always looking for a deal. So I only got so much money. But anyway, as far as getting a new kit, this is what I have recently. So we'll see how that goes. That might be coming around soon, I hope. We'll see. There's a picture on the side that might be better for you to see. But it's a nice truck. I mean, obviously it's a curbside, but that doesn't matter to me. I mean, how exciting is a Hilux engine back then anyway? I mean, there's nothing to look at. It's not like it's a performance vehicle, you know. So anyway, we're going to go in, leave me here and go directly to the bench, and then I'll give you an update on what's going on there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for following or whatever. I appreciate it. And I'm having fun with it. We'll just see where it goes. And I'm going to build these models anyway. I might as well take a video, right? And if you guys enjoy watching it, fine. If you don't, whatever. It is what it is. But here it comes. I'm going to switch you around. We're going to the bench. Right up here on the board. Right up there somewhere. But that'll be cool. We'll put them right there for now. So normally I wait until I got something to really update with, but the I think the BMW M12 is going to go on a sabbatical, because man, that kit is just aggravating me big time, and I'm having real issues with trying to get everything to go together on a final stage. And when you put several parts together, two parts fall off. And the exhaust came apart, but it's intertwined between the rear suspension, and even with tweezers, it's just difficult to get in there. And that and several other things just aggravated me. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to put this in the box. I'm going to give it a break. I'll come back to it later when I have a little more patience, and we'll see when it comes around. I looked online to see if anybody else had built this car. I did find a video, but there were gaps in the video, And I'm thinking that those gaps are when he had to do something offline to where he had some of the same problems I had, and he had to try to figure out how to get those parts to go together. So, I mean, he had a nice build at the end, but I don't know. You know, sometimes a kit, no matter how much you want it to be nice at the end, it's just not going to happen right away. So, anyway, that's put off to the side. Moving on to other things. I am moving on to the pickup truck. So I've got the interior done. Move down over there a little bit. Got the interior done. Of course, I'm going to take my chrome pin to those and everything like that. But this kit right here, I mean, I'm not building a show winner. I'm simply building a simple replica of my father-in-law's truck, and that's why I bought this kit. And it's very simple. It was a work truck, so it never had anything special on it. It was just a cool truck. I drove it several times. It was a 4-speed, or some people call that transmission in Ford, they call it a 3-speed with an overdrive, even though it's manual. I'm not sure. All I know is it had some pretty good get up and go, and it probably only had a 352 in it. So it was an FE block, so I'm going to guess back then, 65, 66, it was a 352. So the chassis is done. The bed is done. So here's the cab. I got the windows in there. If you build this truck, and you got to get the window in there, because it looks like it installs from the inside. The instructions tell you to install it from the outside. And these windows on all the Ford truck models that Mobius makes are a little tricky, because I've built a couple before already. Not this year, use 70s pickup trucks by Mobius. And this one is a 65. So, but there's a lip on the top and a lip on the bottom, so that's why it looks like it would install from the inside. But if you put the lip in the top first, you can put enough pressure on the bottom to get that lip to pop in the bottom, and then you'll be fine. And that window will stay in there all by itself, even though I put a little bit of glue on it. Most of the time I use this glue here on clear parts, because if you make a mistake with this, you can take it over to the sink, as I mentioned before. You can take it over to the sink and wash it off with water and try it again. So you just want something to hold the glass in there. Even if you wanted to use Tamiya glue or Tesser's glue or whatever it is that you use to glue plastic parts together. If you wanted to use that later to make sure the window doesn't fall out, that's fine. But this will hold it in there long enough so that your hands are free, so that you can do that. But generally, I just leave this on there. If the window falls out, not a big deal, just put it back in. Then I might use Tesser's glue or Tamiya glue. So, but anyway, that's in there. I lost the vent window from this side. I'm hoping it shows up later. So, it is what it is. But anyway, I'm having fun with it. I'm enjoying it, and the interior's about ready to pop in there. The hood's ready to go. So we'll back this up. The hood's ready to go on there. I have a little bit of overspray there that I noticed, so I might have to smear something on there. But it's just going to be a regular shop pickup, because that's what the original truck was. Now moving on to the Bel Air. The Bel Air is going to get, this is one of my favorite colors from Tamiya, TS19 metallic blue. It's one of my favorite. I've used it so many times. But I have found, as with a lot of metallic paints, it's always best to use an undercoat of some kind, because metallic coats tend to be a little thin. And although this one you could probably get away with painting it on raw plastic, and I've probably done it years ago before, I found that if I put an undercoating on it, and this is my favorite undercoating for this color, And this color here is, I'll get you a can with a cap, AS19, which is a military color, and it dries flat, matte. So I spray that on there, and then of course I spray this on there, and it comes out amazing. You just, I mean, it's almost, you can't mess it up. That's what I like. I like things simple, I like things easy. So it's very easy to do. And I've painted many models this way. And I could use silver or something, whatever you use. But anytime you use any metallic paint, I don't care if it's testers or an airbrush or it's Tamiya or whatever it is. Now there's no primer on this car. There's no primer on this body whatsoever. So this color is both. I'm using it as a primer, although I didn't do any body work to this car, so there's really no reason to primer it. There's no putty. I mean, I did take care of the mold lines, which were few. There was some right here on the back, but if you take care of those with different fine grain sandpaper, then you're fine. As long as it's smooth, you're fine. So you don't really, unless you got holes or something, or there's pinholes or something like that, there's really no reason to use a primer. That's up to you. I mean, I have no problem whether people use primers or they don't. But if I use this, it does the same thing. If there was a blemish in here, I would see it. But that's why, and a flat color is always best to me, because this is going to have gloss in it already. So I don't want to mix two gloss colors together, and I see no reason to do that. If I do it in flat, I can see if there's any imperfections, and that's all I need. I'm just using it as a base coat. It's very easy. So I'll spray that on there, and then I'll do probably 2, maybe 3 coats of this. You know, as usual, I'm just going to do a light coat, then I do a medium coat, and then once I'm sure I've got coverage on the body, I might do a heavier coat, one last sort of heavy coat, to make sure the color is even all the way from front to rear. So you can see that I've already, actually I'll show you. I'll take this off. But I've already masked off the interior of the engine bay. There's not much in here. They only have inner fender wells, but whatever they have, that's fine. I like to paint my inner engine bays to match the car. So this has already been more or less painted. And even if I miss anything, I'll just paint it with a brush. It's not going to matter. Once I do that, then I glue on the hood. I tape on the hood. That way, especially with metallics, metallics sometimes is very easy. Even I paint outside in the sun, so which gives you the best view of the way that the metallic is laying down. There's no artificial light, it's out in the sun. So to me, that gives you the best view of whether that paint is laying down the same from front to rear. So you want a nice even coat so that it looks the same from every angle if it's possible. I mean, we're human, and where humans are involved, anything could happen. But that's what I strive for, is to make it a nice even coat all the way across the model. So in order to do that, if this was a modern car, let's say it's a Mustang or an Audi or a BMW or whatever you have, I would glue the front and rear body panels on. Like usually those cars have plastic bumpers. So I would do all that stuff would be taped on. Everything on the exterior would be taped on. I would paint it all at the same time. So while I'm out in the sun, I could see that it's all a nice even coat. Even if it's not metallic, that's just the way I like to do it. So, because nothing beats the sun. I guess. I know people paint stuff with an airbrush in a paint booth, and they're absolutely amazing. But I just prefer to do it out in the sun. So anyway, that's why the car is this color. Now, I have painted models with, I like this color. I have painted models with this color and clear coated it, and it looks great. I've used it on a couple pickup trucks, but you know, because it's kind of like a off whatever. It's an unusual color. It's industrial color, but anytime you want to do something, don't forget that Tamiya makes a lot of military paints which start with AS. The ones for cars or whatever start with TS, which are normally gloss, but not always, I don't think. And then the AS number is usually aircraft. But even though these colors may dry flat, of course you can clear coat them and make them shiny. But they're very good colors. You know, they're military colors, but they're very good for like work trucks and stuff like that. You know, vehicles that, you know, they don't need to be. They're not show cars. They're not factory cars. They're not, you know. And a lot of times you could use a color like that, and people will be, where'd you get that color from? I never seen that color before. That's because it's a military color. So anyway, that's where we're at on that. And good news, I have finally, I think, you know, I'm gone as far as I'm going to go on this frickin' hood for the Nova. So, you know, I mean, it's still got a little bit there, and I might sand that down a little more, primer it 1 or 2 more times, and see what I can do with that. But I'm just frustrated that it. I mean, I've been puttying things all my life, and I've never had as many problems as I've had with this single hood. Never. It's unbelievable. So all I want to do is build a simple car model. You know what I'm saying? So this will get to me a white primer everywhere, and then it will be painted, and then we'll be on our way, because I mean, I got the interiors done. and I still have some problems to solve with the tires and wheels and combo and all that, but we'll see what happens. I have not chosen a third model to start. I'm kind of just, or fourth, I'm sorry. I'm focusing on these, but I'm not in a hurry to do the Impala. That's going to take some work. I do want to finish the Nova, but the pickup truck will probably get finished first because it's the simplest build. I'm not making any modifications to it. And it's coming along pretty good. All this chrome you see here, though, is all done with, I did that with a chrome Gundam marker. So there's no, what would you call it? You know, no, I forget what that stuff's called because I don't use it. You know, the sheets of chrome that you put on there and cut out and all that. For the life of me, it escapes me. That's what happens when you get old. But I don't use it. I don't have it. So anyway, I don't use that. I'm just using the Gundam marker. So, but that's what we got. And the Impala comes with a 409, and I think that's about it. So I think I'm going to end it. I can't think of anything else new that I have or anything that I bought recently, which is probably a good thing. Once again, I want to mention that check out Don's Tattoo Garage. Very cool. Very nice guy. He's got some things going on. Give him a few shout outs. Give him some likes. Subscribe to his channel. And let's see what else he can do. Let's get him going. Let's fire him up. And that's it. Later.